What's going on, guys? I want to do a quick video today on Ray Reconstruction and RTX Direct Illumination. Just a quick examination of what I've seen and my thoughts, and it's kind of a hit and miss and a mixed bag overall. Ray Reconstruction is a denoising method developed and used by Nvidia on their RTX cards, and it does actually a really good job compared to other denoisers out there. Now, if you look at the floor, the reflections, you can tell that they're a bit noisy. In this particular case, we have Ray Reconstruction off, so let's go ahead and turn it on and see if it improves at all. It seems to actually clean up that noise quite nicely, and it even added a bit more detail on the reflections on the floor. That's very interesting. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good job. There's still a bit of noise, of course, but it is an improvement over what it was like. Now that said, there seems to be a bug with Ray Reconstruction, is that it costs quite a bit of performance to turn it on, but if you have direct illumination, it doesn't cost much performance, and Ubisoft has acknowledged that there's some type of a bug going on with this, but we'll take a look at the cost of performance. For example, right now we have Ray Reconstruction off, and we're getting around 110 FPS. All the other ray tracing effects are maxed out. Direct illumination is off for the purpose of this comparison. So we're getting 112 FPS. Let's go ahead and turn Ray Reconstruction on and see what happens. There we go, Ray Reconstruction on, accept. And we go from 110 FPS to around 75 FPS. And it's not supposed to be this way, but like I said, there is a bug. Ubisoft has acknowledged that there is a bug. Because normally Ray Reconstruction can cost a little bit of performance. It all depends on the type of denoisers that it's replacing, basically. And here we have Ray Reconstruction on the left, and you can see how much more flickery it is on the right. And you also get these like white blotches sometimes that pop up from the denoising, I would assume. It's kind of what it looks like. But yeah, it actually makes the reflections better. It's another good example of Ray Reconstruction. Right now it's off. We have pretty good looking reflections overall. It's a bit noisy, but not too bad. If we go ahead and turn Ray Reconstruction on, it does clear up quite a bit as far as the reflections. They're a lot less noisier, and it's almost like there's a bit more detail on the reflections themselves, which is quite nice. Nice touch. Alright, now let's take a look at and talk a little bit about RTX Direct Illumination. So that's supposed to be the path traced global illumination. Well, so far I've found it to be quite underwhelming, and it doesn't really even make all that much of a difference with the lighting. It does with the shadows mostly. So pay attention to these shadows here. See how they're all jaggedy and I don't know, I guess you could say there's a bit of artifacting around them. They don't look bad by any means, and we're getting 150 FPS at the moment. So that is with DLSS quality and frame generation, but that's irrelevant. You'll be able to see the performance cost anyway. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn global illumination on and see how things change. I gotta kind of be quick too, because this game has dynamic weather. If we set global illumination to ultra, we definitely get improved shadows. As you can see here, the shadows are very stable. They're not flickering anymore, which is nice, right? But we went from 150 FPS to 100 FPS. So that is a pretty big performance cost to what, to me anyway, looks like it's improved shadows, right? Due to the global illumination, sure, it could be, but just seems like you would notice a bit of a difference in the lighting as well, but it doesn't seem to be. Now here we have RTX DI Ultra on the left and DI off on the right, so you can look at the differences in shadow. As you can see, that sun is moving rather quickly, and with the FPS settings as well. Here's a side-by-side of RTX DI Ultra on the left and RTX DI Medium on the right. You actually do get those nice shadows benefit with RTX DI Medium as well, but at a much less performance cost, actually. And again, that sun keeps moving, so it's hard to make an exact comparison, but here's the FPS differences. So yeah, once you go to high and ultra, it's a whole tier of performance cost, but low and medium, it's actually not too bad, believe it or not. But there's some issues that we're going to cover in a little bit that I found with RTX DI. But let's look at another example first. Here's the last example of RTX DI off, and then I'll talk about this issue that I found. But what you're going to see here is, again, those shadows more or less improve. If you look at the tree shadows all the way in the back, they're quite a bit flickery, and then the plant in the front with RTX DI off. Well, let's go ahead and throw RTX DI back on to Ultra and see how that improves things. So the RTX DI Ultra definitely improves the shadows quite a bit. They look a bit more realistic, but most importantly, they're not as flickery. Some of the Blades of Grass shadows are also a little bit different, but it's not really all that noticeable, or it doesn't stand out as it being necessarily better. So yeah, but let's try RTX DI Medium. So with RTX DI Medium, we actually do retain those nice shadows. Again, they're more stable than with it off. But again, it's not that huge a deal. Let's take a look at the performance differences. And here we go, guys. We have RTX DI Ultra on the left, Medium in the middle, and off on the right. So you can see the performance differences. Well, let's take a look at this last example. So I've made it into the first big city in the open world, and here we're practically inside a cave, so there shouldn't be any moonlight or sunlight or anything. Every light source here should be artificial, basically. And as you can see here, we have some pretty decent looking shadows, tree shadows from behind us, and you can see the NPCs have shadows as well. There's the tree, light source is a big store behind us, and some hologram at the top of the store. RTX DI is off. Let's go ahead and set it to Ultra, because this was weird, and I don't think it's supposed to be like this. So if you set RTX DI to Ultra, all those shadows are practically gone, which is quite strange, right? And if you look at the NPCs, they don't really have shadows either. You know what I mean? I don't, like, they do have reflections on the metal stairs, which looks nice, but they don't have shadows, and the tree shadows are gone. So that's quite strange. Let's turn it off again. There you go. Now you see the NPC shadows. They're cast correctly from behind the light source. There's that big hologram at the top of the store. Again, we're inside a cave, so there shouldn't be any like moonlight or sunlight or anything. It's daytime outside. And then if you look at the stormtroopers as well, they have shadows cast basically from the light behind them, right? Let's go ahead and turn RTX DI back to Ultra. By the way, we're getting a lot more FPS now that we're inside. Outside is quite a bit more demanding. That's besides the point. RTX DI to Ultra, and there you go, guys. It's like the shadows are gone for some reason. So I don't think it's supposed to be this way. I don't think RTX DI is supposed to replace other shadows. Again, I don't know how these things are set up. I'm just kind of judging by what I see, because it does not look right to me. So can't say that I'm a big fan of the RTX DI in this game. I like the shadow improvement outside, but inside doesn't seem to work right. So I don't know. But then again, Ubisoft has admitted that there is some sort of a bug with RTX DI and Ray Reconstruction as far as the performance. So I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. And once we get an update, I'll take a look at it again. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Do a little bit of a deep dive and show you what I found out. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. Leave a comment. And give the video a like if you liked it, and consider subscribing for more content. For now though, I'm going to keep RTX DI off, and I'll probably keep Ray Reconstruction on, even though it is more costly to have Ray Reconstruction on without RTX DI. It's kind of confusing, but it is quite costly. It can be. So that's that, guys. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.